A disappointing 6-0 loss for the Duluth Huskies here at Wade Stadium. One that resulted in just 3 hits for the home team here. And the Huskies now fall to 20-16 on the season and 1-2 to start the second half here at the Wade. A rare loss for the Huskies. Wyatt Kopelman joined alongside my broadcast partner, Max Stapleton. Now, Max, 3 hits. Meanwhile, the Crosse Loggers relying on an excellent start out of Garrett Rennie. Meanwhile, Christian Campbell, the lone star, with 2 hits tonight.
Yeah, Garrett Rennie for the Crosse Loggers today was nothing short of fantastic. He'd only gone 3 innings in his longest start so far this season. Well, he went well above that today, striking out a bunch of batters. The Huskies really had no answer for him or any pitcher on this Crosse Logger staff today. All credit goes to them for shutting down a dangerous offense that scored only 12 runs only a night ago, now shut out today. That is the parody of baseball, Wyatt.
Despite another multi-hit outing from one of 3 Huskies All-Stars in Campbell, had 2 straight base hits to move to 23 hits in the last 13 games now. Continuing to cruise was Campbell. Did not have much help whatsoever. The Huskies seeing 6 of their final 7 batters retire did not help the case whatsoever.
Yeah, Christian Campbell and Jared Medham were really the only 2 guys you could highlight in this Huskies lineup today. Christian Campbell got 2 hits of his own. Jared Medham, obviously the triple. He also walked twice. But the rest of the lineup, it was more or less a dud. A couple of guys got on base here and there with some walks, but no one else really got a hit. It's just a frustrating night at the plate. But look, baseball is one of the hardest sports in the world for a reason. You fail 7 out of 10 times, and you're a Hall of Famer. So it happens. Everyone goes into slumps. Teams go into slump, and you can bounce back right again tomorrow.
The Loggers leaving just 5 runners on base, meanwhile getting numerous impressive performances. Luke Leto with a 2-run blast, and that was what determined the game from the start. Jake Combs not having the most ideal start despite the 5 strikeouts he was able to post here in his first start as a Husky.
Yeah, Luke Leto, that home run was an absolute moonshot. I mean, right off the bat, you pretty much knew it was going out into right field. And Jake Combs, I actually thought he was pretty impressive out on the mound today, although the numbers would be a little bit deceiving. He threw a lot of strikes, which is something the Huskies have struggled in today, but the Loggers are just a good hitting team. They rank in the top of the leaderboards in a lot of meaningful hitting categories, and sometimes it's a really tough out to get, especially when they have 2 All-Stars, one in their lineup, in the form of, Landon Wallace. So just a really good game overall for the Loggers. Jake Combs, I think he'll bounce back pretty nicely and fit in with this Husky staff at the end of the day.
The Huskies looking to Pat Miner for 4 innings of relief and then turn to Nolan Lebemoff, one of their most reliable options out of the bullpen, the right-hander coming in and allowing just 1 hit and yet another appearance this season. Meanwhile, speaking of relief outings, an excellent outing from Eldridge Armstrong. Did not go out easily, or on the highest note for that matter, was able to get out of a bases-loaded jam, but walked to get the bases loaded from that point. And that has got to be still a little bit of an important test when you look at what puts a smile on the faces of the Huskies, the Loggers pitching staff, getting out of that bases-loaded jam despite the shutout win.
Yeah, absolutely. Eldridge Armstrong came into the game with a sub-1 ERA. He has been nothing short of fantastic all season long, continuing that trend in Duluth today. You mentioned it. As he went into his second inning of work in the 9th inning, he struggled a little bit with his command. Maybe some fatigue started to come into place. He walked the bases loaded, but was able to get out of it. And for the Huskies, runners in scoring position with 2 outs, runners in scoring position in general, and bases-loaded situations have been something that the Huskies have tried to get better at all season long. It just hasn't really been great. So, as you mentioned, 10 runners left on base for the Huskies in tonight's game. It has been an issue. Hopefully they can start to turn that around in the second half of the season, because soon enough, the playoffs are going to be here, and you need to bring in those runners in those games.
A flip of scenes here tonight. Just 3 hits across 9 innings for the Huskies after 23 combined hits for the Huskies and the Larks last night. The Huskies able to draw a split with Bismarck yesterday, and aside from 31 walks, the Huskies coming up empty, but of course a long way to look even after a quicker ball game than last night. It was 4 hours 44 minutes, just over 2.5 hours here tonight, looking towards a series finale tomorrow.
Yeah, both these teams had extremely long games last night. As you mentioned, the Huskies and the Larks went 4:45. The Lacrosse Loggers and the Waterloo Bucks, they went 4:30. So both these teams have got to be very tired heading into tonight. That could be a huge reason for the Huskies hitting droughts today. But overall, they'll get a good night's sleep. You got a 3:05 p.m. start tomorrow, and hopefully they'll be up and ready to play.
The Loggers and the Huskies set to return here to Wade Stadium tomorrow. Duluth going for its 4th win of the season series after winning 3 of 4 at Copeland Park after falling in near embarrassing fashion 15-2 towards the end of that 8-game road stand. The Huskies losing 6-0 here in the series opener, and we'll be back tomorrow for a 3:05 first pitch before the Huskies welcome in another team in the St. Cloud Rocks, a team they have yet to face here at Wade Stadium either here in 2022. Well, that'll just about do it here for us at Wade Stadium. For my broadcast partner, Max Stapleton, I'm Wyatt Kopelman saying so long. We wish you a very pleasant rest of your night as you've been watching Duluth Huskies baseball on the Northwoods League Baseball Network.